And welcome everyone. We're gonna go ahead and start with our webinar. We have another person from Sweden, so very far away as well. Super nice. And yeah, we are representing now two companies. We are Mailbutler. We're representing Mailbutler, and we're gonna be mainly focusing on productivity, on email productivity. And then we have as amazing guest Vladislav from Folderly that will be focusing a little bit more on email deliverability. So we're going to be touching base on those different points, and we're going to be having specifically live demos. Just before we start, I'm going to remind you guys that we're going to be having a recording from this session, and we will be sending you this recording uh, by next week. So you will have it available to watch it at any point in time. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue with our webinar, and we're gonna start. I'm gonna be handing it out to Tobias, our CEO co-founder of Mailbutler.
Thanks a lot, Rogelio, and nice to see so many people joining. So yeah, let's start the webinar, and let's start with a surprising statistic. So did you all know that according to a McKinsey analysis, the average professional spends like 28% of the workday reading and answering emails? So just let that think. It's a lot of time you're spending inside your inbox, and that's every day. So, and it's time we could be using in better ways. For example, to focus on our actual work or tasks throughout the day, or even take a moment to relax. So let's explore how we can handle emails more efficiently and save time. To do so, let's see what is eating up actually our email time. So it sounds pretty stupid, but first of all, of course, composing emails. So writing emails to your clients within your team. Yeah, there's so many different use cases for emails and recipients, but composing emails is, especially when you're drafting some important emails, it takes a lot of time finding the right words, finding the right tone inside the email. So we always say, whenever it's possible, you should be using pre-written email templates, which you wrote for yourself, saved them, and use them with a few clicks. So you don't repeat yourself, you don't write the same emails over and over again. Sometimes, or actually most of the times, of course, you don't have a suitable email template. In these cases, there's something very new, AI-powered tools. So artificial intelligence composing emails for you. And later on, James will actually demonstrate how Mailbutler's artificial intelligence feature called Smart Assistant can do that for you. So it can compose full emails based just on a few keywords, but more about it later. Secondly, the next productivity killer is constantly checking your emails. So every time you're receiving a notification, it pulls your attention away from your actually to-dos, your tasks, your responsibilities, and jumping between your inbox and your work is not efficient at all. For example, I'm only checking actually my email 3 times a day. So in the morning when I start working, after lunch, and in the evening. And I also set for myself some simple rules that I, for example, I don't reply to very complex, complicated emails in the morning and also after lunch. When I read these emails, I snooze them, and then they reappear actually in the evening in my inbox, and then I have the time, and yeah, and in the evening I'm not receiving that many internal messages, so I have the time to take care of these emails. For that, I'm also using a Mailbutler feature, but I will mention it later again. And lastly, we have the problem of unimportant newsletter, and that's a problem you can easily solve. So it simply takes you a few minutes actually to unsubscribe from these newsletters. So I can only recommend taking now or maybe tomorrow morning some time, checking your inbox, and always ask yourself, do I really read that newsletter? Do I need these emails from the service which I'm used a few years ago? Take your time, unsubscribe them, get rid of them, and have a cleaner inbox in the future. So these 3 simple rules will already save you a lot of time. but I already mentioned it. Our email extensions, Mailbutler, which is available for Apple Mail, Gmail, and Outlook, gives you the tools to do even more. So the good thing about Mailbutler, it seamlessly integrates into your email inbox. So you don't have like a second window open or anything. It's fully integrated into Apple Mail, Gmail, and Outlook. So no, depending on what you're using for your daily business emails, install Mailbutler for that tool, and you have some really, really handy functionalities, which I all listed on this slide. But we don't have that much time today. And as you can see there, these are a lot of features, and I will just quickly go through them. But we have a very, very nice tutorial page on our website. Maybe someone of the team can post a link in the chat. It's /tutorial-videos. There you can see like a 3 to 5 minute video for each feature. But let's have a quick look at it. For example, the first feature is email tracking. Maybe you heard about email tracking. It allows you actually to see if your email has been opened by the recipient. And we are even providing information such as on which device, in which country, how often the email was opened, and even if a link was clicked in the email. The next feature is Smart Send Later. So you can write emails now and schedule the delivery for a later day and time in the future. We are even recommending dates and time when we think, or based on some tracking information, think that the recipient is most likely to read your emails. Next to feature are email tasks and notes. Very simple to explain. You can add tasks and notes to your emails, but these features are very complex because, for example, for tasks, we even have automations which automatically update the task based on certain triggers you can set. For that, we even have, I think in September, a separate webinar. And the next feature, the email signature one, we actually have a dedicated webinar tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So just for you, we have 5 p.m. at the moment. We started at 5 p.m. So it's 30 minutes later than it was today. Maybe someone of the team can also share in the chat the registration link. So if you haven't signed up for it, that's a really, really powerful and nice feature. Message templates and Smart Assistant will be demonstrated by James right after this slide. And then we also have context feature. It's like a CRM tool inside your inbox with tasks, notes, analytics, of course, user details. And last but not least, I mentioned this is snooze feature, which allows you to temporarily remove emails from your inbox. By removing means you snooze them, they disappear, they are out of your focus, so you have a clean inbox, and they reappear after a defined period of time. So you can say, for example, I'm using it to say this email should reappear at 6 p.m. today when I have the time to focus on that email. Good. So as I mentioned before, check all these features with these nice tutorial videos or join our feature dedicated webinars. Good. So James will take over now and demonstrate you how you can save a lot of time composing emails with Mailbutler's message templates features and Mailbutler's artificial intelligence powered Smart Assistant. And especially the Smart Assistant is a very, very new feature. I think it was released in this June. Yeah. Good. James, I can already see your screen, so you can take over now. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So I'm going to do this demo in Apple Mail, but the steps are basically the same within Outlook and Gmail as well. So the first thing you'll need to do is open up Mailbutler, which in Apple Mail you do with this button up here, which opens up the sidebar. And as you can see, if I select an email, there's a lot of different features here. You can open up the dashboard. There's loads of different things. For the Smart Assistant feature, which is going to be the functionality Smart Compose, you'll have to open up a new Compose window, and you'll see the sidebar here as well. So I'm going to write a message to Tobias, and I'm going to call it collaboration. And then if you see here, this Smart Assistant button opens up this little area where you can click on Compose. And from here, you basically need to just enter a short keyword input about which is going to say exactly what's going to be in your email. So I'm going to say, ask Tobias to collaborate on a webinar about email productivity. And then if you hit compose, the Smart Assistant takes a few seconds and then gives me this email, which I can then directly insert into my compose window. So that's basically the main feature that the Smart Assistant does. You enter a small input and then it writes an email for you, essentially. So that's the first way that you can save time writing emails. Another really good way to save time is, say you've written this and you've edited it and you're happy with exactly what it looks like. You can highlight all of the text, and then if you on a Mac double click or on Windows right click, and down here you can see new message template. And this is going to make this email into a Mailbutler template. So if I click on that, I'll get a little pop-up up here. You can either click up here and it will take you to your account and preferences, or you can go down here to the little cog icon, click on that, and then go to account and preferences. And from here, navigate to the templates tab. And you can see, for example, I've already got a few email templates set up. The newest one will be at the top. So you can see this is exactly the same message as this. There are some other features which I won't go into now, but yeah, this essentially saves whatever email you've written as a template, so you can use it whenever you want. So if I close this compose window and open a new one, and then go up into the toolbar, up top, there's this button here. And if you click on that, you'll be able to see all of the templates which I have. And then you can just simply choose the one you want, double click it, and then that template is right inside your compose window again. So those are two really, really good ways of saving time. The Smart Assistant just writes emails for you, which obviously saves a lot of time. And email templates, if you're sending the same message to clients or to customers, then you can just use the same email over and over again and just change the specifics. And that's it already.
Thanks a lot, James. Let me quickly switch. Oops, sorry. 1 second, I need to get it back here. So I just closed everything. I'm very sorry. Okay, you should see my screen again. So now it's Vlad's turn about email deliverability. Yeah, go ahead and tell us more about it.
Yeah, so happy to share and pleasure having me in this kind of webinar. So yeah, my name is Vlad. I am founder of Folgerly, and first up would be talking about the email deliverability importance, same matter as the email productivity, because this is the real matter when your emails end up to different folders rather than go to the inbox. For instance, they can end up to spam folder, to promotion folder, and basically you will lose all of your traction and productivity working with those emails. And some crazy numbers to start. So basically almost 350 billion of emails sending on a daily basis. This is the crazy number. And those kind of people worldwide sending those kind of huge bulk of emails to each and every person elsewhere. And you can imagine that only like 50% of those emails reach to the inbox, because you're working with such companies like Google, Microsoft Outlook and Exchange, Google Gmail, and other ESPs. And as a result, they're filtering those emails according to their best practices, to their blacklist, and to all those kind of heavy technical cybersecurity stuff in terms of DNS record, how you stop your domain. And yeah, this is the fact. Only 50% of those billions of emails reach to the person. And you can imagine that across those 50% emails, only like 70% average open rate, and which is ridiculous because everyone put a lot of effort. And as Tobias said, there's a lot of people who spending 30% of their time daily on reading those emails, composing answers and replies to those emails. So you can imagine how big is the problem. And in kind of in money sense, there is huge losses in revenue, because there are basically two main things. So people don't know how to send right emails to be fully authenticated, because there is a common rule of thumb that you can create your email address, email box to like Gmail or whatever email service provider you have, starting to send your emails to like your potential, let's say, customers, and you always have this kind of misinterpretation of email marketing that if you will send emails, they will reply to you, but that's no longer true. So you need to be, you need to use the right tools, right solutions, be productive with email, and you need to be sure that you will reach to the inbox. And to share more light on the entire acquisition story of email marketing, and yeah, so basically that's the most cheap and the most working email marketing channel as an acquisition channel, because the potential of getting ROI like unlimited, because you can send emails, they will reply to you, sign into your webinar, buy your product or whatever. So yeah, this is the great thing, that we need to be sure that our emails end up to the right folder. And we can go next, I think, to the next slide. Yeah. So also this trend is growing, and over the years, counted by billions of emails, emails growing to 400 billions, 500 will be soon the real number. And I guess by the end of 25, 26, I think we will be at number 1,000 billion of emails, basically trillion of emails that's sending on a daily basis, and even lower percent would be reached to the inbox. Yeah, moving next. So the main crucial factors to be sure that you will be in the right spot, get the right traction, you will get the results from your email marketing campaigns. So how the things works. So basically there's behavioral patterns, which is mean that you can reach to your potential client, colleague in the not right time, and they will lose this email, or maybe they will be in the like bad mood, simply saying and put you in spam, because they do not need those emails, because they are spammed with hundreds of other emails from other people, and which has led to poor sender score, your sender reputation, the reputation of your domain, mailboxes. Even though there is a new thing that going around that your email, even though your email templates have their own score, and I don't know if anyone saw that on the practical numbers, but using the same template for a while or the same sequences for a while will lead to decrease in the engagement, which is open replies and click rates. So using wrong software. So yeah, you need to use the right tools for productivity, for email deliverability. And this is one of the things that a lot of people didn't pay attention to. But I know from my experience working with email deliverability, there is a lot of things in misinterpretation of email deliverability. So there is a bunch of tools called like email warm-ups. But warm-ups means that they will prepare you to some higher volume of emails that you're planning to send, like 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, etc., etc. But by actual email deliverability software, there's only few right companies, and not speaking just for Folgerly, but there is a few other companies like Validity that really knows the drill in terms of how to get from spam folder, or how to not get into the spam folder. Wrong DNS records is the common thing that we and our clients like always facing. How your like what is your approach to send emails? Basically, you have a domain, you have a Gmail, you have your tool to send emails, and that's it. And no one pay attention to domains, which should be properly authenticated to let your emails out and in from your domain, and to let you use some tools under your domain. So that's the thing that you need to pay attention to, and particularly to records called SPF, Sender Policy Framework, DMARC, Domain Messaging Authentication Protocol, DKIM, your digital signature of your emails, that they will be sure that those systems will be sure that you're sending your emails. And the new thing that goes around, that's BIMI, the brand image messaging identifier. So you're probably already getting those emails, which was like blue and white the verification label near the domain. This is the good thing to have, and you will have more credibility to send your emails, which is led to increased email deliverability. And the three things that left, that's the spam filters, which is hit hard when you're sending your emails to the right, using the spam words, or using the wrong software, wrong DNS. So that's kind of overwhelming with to your reputation. Email lists. So you need to have this list hygiene. Do not send emails to old databases. Do not buy suspicious databases. So you will get a lot of bounces. So yeah, the email hygiene rules and content. So as I mentioned before, now there's the pattern that emails can be blacklisted if they sending for a long period of time. So I would strongly suggest to change your emails in your sequences once per 2 weeks or at least one per month, and you will see more results. So I think we can go next. Yes, and again, so continue to speak about the best practices. So first thing first, your domain name need to have trusted extensions. So you need to use credible domain zones like .com, .io, .ai, .net, .org, rather than suspicious .info, .biz, and some sort of other not related to and cheap as well domain zones. And this is the thing that everyone didn't think about, but your domain zone is worth it. So when you're seeing some companies like Salesforce buying their domain like Salesforce.something for a few millions of dollars, that's the things that the thing that should bring your attention to. Choose safe bulk email service provider. So I think you can work with each and every email service provider like Gmail, Microsoft, Apple, and others. There's no big deal, but you need to use them safely. That all of them have their deliverability rules, like how many emails sent per hour, what's the delay should be between the emails. So the rule of thumb in the vault really is to send 200, 300 emails per one mailbox with 100 to 100 seconds delay between emails. And different ESPs have the different rules to send emails. Set your DNS up, as I mentioned, SPF, DMARC, DKIM, and BIMI. Stay CAN spam compliant. So you should have your unsubscribe link, which should be under your domain, like let's say folderly.com/unsubscribe, rather than lead to some I don't know tool that you're sending with, because this is one of the signals that meaning that you leading to another website from your email, which is also bad. And validate your email addresses, the list hygiene rules. Avoid tricky spam triggers like click here, you will get something, etc. Basically, the suspicious CTAs you shouldn't use at all. Build your list organically. Never purchase prepared databases. That's the truth. You need to work with nurturing your blogs and your advertising to let your subscribers and to subscribe to work with your subscribers over the blog, webinars, etc. So that's the thing. Always run the email deliverability test before sending to understand where you're staying at in terms of your domain health and deliverability. Optimize frequency and time to sending, as I already mentioned. Use the media attachment links only where they really essential, because then your email is starting to be heavier and you can end up in spam or promotion folder, which is you don't want. Double opt-in, the thing to build your health list organically, and let users opt out. That's the CAN spam thing that requires us to send emails with the unsubscribe links. Yeah, and I think we go to one of the final slides. So implementing proper email notification is the thing I already told. We can skip this, move next. A few case studies that we have with both B2B and B2C case using Folgerly. So the select partnerships company got 25% replay rate and triple revenue with the Folgerly, because when they started to work with was Folgerly and our product, they started with 5% in open rates and 10% in open rates and 5% in reply rates. And with Folgerly, they tripled their result and in more meetings, more traction. Moving next to another case. B2C case, so fancy company. So basically, there's the good e-commerce store and the great case where they have poor email campaigns performance resulting to decrease of the ROI. And with Folgerly, they secured their domain reputation, mailbox reputation, and have seen increase from 10% of open rates to 52 and more, and they like double amount of close the deals. And we are speaking in numbers to share with you like a few mil in closed deals, which is really good for e-commerce store. Let's go next. Yeah, and as I said, Folgerly is one tool that we built it to secure proper email deliverability. And basically, Folgerly is the email solution platform with a few solutions within the system, like Folgerly Core, which is help you with like getting out of the spam folder, test to analyze your email deliverability before send or meanwhile you're sending. Pulse, the thing that we will release in September, I think, with that you will get hot notifications in Slack and all of your messengers if something wrong with your domain or mailbox. And yeah, using the AI inside the system, analyzing the billions of emails that we're sending across our products, across our clients, and we end up with right call to actions and right tips how to increase your engagement rate with your emails, no matter what industry are you in or country you're sending to. Yeah, I think that's it. And this should be the one of the last slides, right, Tobias?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Vlad. Very interesting numbers, and especially it shows again that emails are here to stay. So there are many communication channels nowadays, but still email is one of the most important one, especially when it comes to business communication. Thanks a lot. So we're coming to the end. The last slide is from you, Rogelio, our
Yes, exactly.
social media manager.
Exactly. Just an invitation to you all. First of all, I want to thank you all. We saw so many different countries representing. Again, we have people from Sweden, we have people from the US, we have people from Germany, all the way from Poland. So different places as well, which is very exciting for us. Some people were asking about the recordings. The recordings will be sent to you via email. And this is an invitation for you all to follow us on social media, both Mailbutler and Folgerly. We will be posting our links below, so you can just go ahead and follow them, because in the case of Mailbutler, we will be having a giveaway of a full lifetime membership for all of us who like the post. You can go to our social media channels and look for that post of the giveaway, and it's very easy to enter. You can just follow the instructions down there, and you will be able probably to win a lifetime subscription. So that would be amazing for you all to check it out and continue this full relationship with us. So yeah, that would be it from my side. And now we're gonna go over to the Q&A, right?
Yeah, don't leave.
Perfect.
We have we had some questions in the chat. I think Tiffany was so nice to collect them. Let me switch to the right window. Yeah. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay, now I see the screen. So, okay, the first question. With email tracking, I know Apple is changing this over the coming months as far as being able to see this information as people can block. Do you know if something that will change as far as companies being able to use this feature with privacy laws? Yes, there's a lot happening, and I would say it's all going in the right direction, increasing privacy, because that's also what we are enforcing, because everything at Mailbutler is, yeah, the design approach is privacy first. About email tracking, that's of course the mechanism which are trying to block the email tracking. It's still very reliable, but I would say it's at the moment between 80 to 90%. So it's still very high. and it's still working. And I think it will be also working in the future because we also have some different ideas how to further improve it. Then the next question, does this work also in other languages too? I think it was about the Smart Compose when James composed the full email based on a few keywords. Yes, it works in nearly every language. Same here, I think maybe someone can share the link. We have a dedicated webinar for the Smart Assistant this week. If I'm not wrong, I think it's even also tomorrow at 4 p.m. And we will see many other AI-powered tools for your inbox there as well, and also demonstrate how it's working with other languages. So about your questions, I'm sorry, simply provide the input in German. For example, schicke eine E-Mail an James und frag nach einer Kollaboration. Then Smart Assistant will automatically detect the language based on your input and provide you the output in that language as well. It's not 100% reliable because it depends on the length of your input. When you're just typing in like 4 words, the likelihood that the reply will be in English is very high because then the Smart Assistant simply can't detect the language. So simply provide more keywords if it's not working. When you use the Smart Compose, can you ask it to write the email with different emotions like professional, heartwarming, etc.? Technically possible. We are working actually on some extensions for it at the moment. You can, it's possible, but not at the moment. Let's say it like that. We are working on a next version of the Smart Assistant, which comes with more features. So that's definitely something we are going to introduce. Yeah. I've just joined the meeting. Is it possible to exit the full meeting at the end of the session? Yes. So we are sending recordings to all of the webinars next week. We also have on our website from the top menu, when you go under resources webinar, you can see actually also the recordings from past webinars. The website is still very new, so that's why there are not that many webinars, but especially after this week where we have like in total 4 webinars, it will be more to watch there. Good. Are there other questions which we didn't talk about yet? Simply use the chat, and I'm opening the chat now here so I can see live if someone is typing. So no one is typing at the moment. So I will stay for another 5 to 10 minutes. So when you want to talk to me, you can simply use the chat, maybe Flood as well. For the rest, thank you for participating. We will send you guys an email with the recording. I think we will also put some more details, some links in the email. For example, to our tutorial page, to our webinar page, to Folderly, to our social media channels, and so on.
I think there's a question from Thomas. He was asking on tracking.
Okay.
Is it still the case? Can you read it there?
On the first opening. Yeah. It's not only the first opening. It's actually every hit on your email is being tracked. So you can see if your email has been opened 5 times. You could even see it was opened 2 times on the mobile phone and 3 times on a desktop PC. So that gives you a feeling, especially for sales email, okay, that lead is very interested in my offer. They checked it multiple times. Maybe they clicked the link. So it gives you a lot of details about the behavior of the recipient with your email. Yeah. And actually allows you to better plan your future follow-ups. What level of plan is needed for the AI Smart Assistant? We have a plan called Smart, and there the Smart Assistant is completely included, all the features of the Smart Assistant. Would open tracking only show the name if the person is in the Mailbutler contacts? No, that's something you can decide. As I said before, privacy is very important for us. There is a privacy setting in Mailbutler where you can choose what kind of information we are getting. When you say, I don't want you as Mailbutler to get any kind of information from me, then we can only tell you one email was opened. We can't even tell you which one. You can see it on your computer in the tracking marks, but we can't show it in the notification. When you also say it's okay to send the name, then we can even show you the person. And I think when you send it to, maybe the question was also phrased when you send an email to multiple people, if you can tell who actually, let's say I'm sending an email to James and Rogelio, and then I get a notification, email was open. Then I maybe would like to know, was it James or Rogelio? And that's even possible now. The per recipient tracking, it's called. Yeah. Then check each and every opening when there are several different addresses. Yes, that's the per recipient tracking. Yeah. Correct. Sometimes I see the letters for. Yeah, it depends on the setting. And to be honest, the per recipient tracking also just works for a few email clients. It has to do with, it's very technical to explain, with IMAP and POP exchange accounts. So that's why sometimes the per recipient tracking is working, sometimes not, but the tracking in general works. Yeah. No, that's the last question. Can tracking show who an email is forwarded to? That's not possible. Yeah, because that's info we don't know. And we can't even tell if it was forwarded. You can only tell, you can guess by the tracking history. Let's say it was, you sent it to one person, it was twice open on an iPhone and on a MacBook, and then it was open on a Windows PC. You could assume that the email was forwarded, but you're not 100% sure. Yeah. Good. Many tracking questions. I can only recommend checking the tracking video on our tutorials page. And the good thing about tracking, it's actually fully included in our lowest plan, which is very, very, I don't like the word cheap, but it's affordable. Yeah. So on our lowest tracking plan, you have all the tracking features. Yeah. Rogelio just shared the link with the tutorial videos, and on the sidebar, you can select the feature you would like to watch. I don't recall which one is the tracking video, but it should be called tracking. Good. I don't see anyone typing. Again, Vlad, thanks a lot for joining. I hope it wasn't the last webinar we're doing together, because I think it's
my pleasure.
Yeah, very interesting to see also from a different perspective, from the spam from the spam protection, because we are all dealing a lot with it, and of course we don't want our emails to mark as spam. That's the worst thing that could happen actually in communication, because that's
true.
When miscommunication happens. Someone is expecting a reply from you. You think you got sent them an email, and yeah, they never received it.
That's true. A lot of people struggling with getting even though I know the clients who sending email to colleague and they didn't get an email, so
Yeah.
and you just waiting for recap and never get it, and you just, where's the recap? I sent you there 10 hours ago. What the hell? So yeah.
Yeah, some spam filters, they're very, very restrictive. Sometimes they don't even let internal emails in. Yeah.
True.
Cool. Thank you all. And I hope I see you all very soon during our other webinars. Check our website. You can find the webinars there as well, and talk to you very soon. And when there are any questions, always feel free to talk to our support team. And I think it's the same for Folderly.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.